I will go darkly to work with her. That's the way, for women are light at midnight. Come on, mistress, he's a gentlewoman, denies all that you have said. My lord, here comes the rascal I speak of, here with the provost. In every good time speak not you to him till we call upon you. Mum? Come, sir. Did you set these women on to slander Lord Angelo? They have confessed you did. 'Tis false. How? Know you where you are? Respect to your great place, and let the devil be sometime honored for his burning throne. Where is the Duke? 'Tis he should hear me speak. The Duke's in us, and we will hear you speak. Look, you speak justly. Boldly at least. But, oh, poor souls, come you to seek the lamb here on the fox. Good night to your redress. Is the Duke gone? Then is your cause gone too. The Duke's unjust thus to retort your manifest appeal, and put your trial in the villain's mouth which here you come to accuse. This is the rascal. This is he I spoke of. Why, thou unreverend and unhallowed friar, it's not enough thou hast suborned these women to accuse this worthy man, but in foul mouth and in the witness of his proper care ear to call him villain, and then to glance from him to the Duke himself to tax him with injustice. Take him hence, to the rack with him. We'll touse you, joint by joint, and we will know his purpose. What? Unjust? Be not so hot. The Duke dare no more stretch his finger of mine than he dare rack his own. His subject am I not, nor here provincial. My business in this state made me a looker-on here in Vienna, where I have seen corruption boil and bubble till it o'errun the stew. Laws for all faults but faults so countenanced that the strong statutes stand like the forfeits in a barber's shop, as much in mock as mark. Slander to the state. Away with him to prison. What can you vouch against him, Signor Lucio? Is this the man that you did tell us of? 'Tis he, my lord. Come hither, good man, bald-pated. Do you know me? I remember you, sir. By the sound of your voice, I met you at the prison in the absence of the Duke. Oh, did you so? And do you remember what you said of the Duke? Most notedly, sir. Do you so, sir? And was the Duke a fleshmonger, a fool, and a coward, as you then reported him to be? You must, sir, change persons with me. Ere you make that my report, you indeed spoke so of him, and much more, much worse. O thou damnable fellow, did not I pluck thee by the nose for thy speeches? I protest I love the Duke as I love myself. Hark, how the villain would close now after his treasonable abuses. Such a fellow is not to be talked withal. Away with him to prison. Where is the provost? Away with him to prison. Lay bolts enough upon him. Let him speak no more. Away with these giglets too, and with the other confederate companion. Stay, sir, stay a while. What? Resists he? Help him, Lucio. Come, sir, come, sir, come, sir. Foe, sir, why, you bald-pated lying rascal, you must be hooded, must you? Show your knave's visage with a pox to you. Show your sheep-biting face, and be hanged an hour. Wheel it not off. Thou art the first knave that e'er madest a duke. First, provost, let me bear these gentle three. Sneak not away, sir, for the friar and you must have a word anon. Lay hold on him. This may prove worse than hanging. What you have spoke I pardon. Sit you down, we'll borrow place of him. Sir, by your leave, hast thou a word, or wit, or impudence, that yet can do thee office? If thou hast, rely on it, till my tale be heard, and holds no longer out. Oh, dear Lord, I should be guiltier than my guiltiness. To think I can be undiscernible when I perceive your grace like power divine hath looked upon my passes. Then, good prince, no longer session hold upon my shame, but let my trial be mine own confession. Immediate sentence then, and sequent death is all the grace I beg. Come hither, Mariana. Say, wast thou e'er contracted to this woman? I was, my lord. Go take her hence and marry her instantly. Do you the office, friar, which consummate, return him here again. Go with him, provost. My lord, I am more amazed at his dishonour than at the strangeness of it. Come hither, Isabel. Your friar is now your prince, as I was then advertising, and wholly to your business, not changing heart with habit. I am still attorneyed at your service. Oh, give me pardon that I, your vassal, have employed and pained your unknown sovereignty. You are pardoned, Isabel, and now, dear maid, be you as free to us. Your brother's death, I know, sits at your heart, and you may marvel why I obscured myself, laboring to save his life, and would not rather make rash remonstrance of my hidden power than let him so be lost. O most kind maid, it was the swift celerity of his death, which I did think. With slower foot came on that brain my purpose, but peace be with him, that life is better life, past fearing death, than that which lives to fear. Make it your comfort, so happy is your brother. I do, my lord. For this new married man approaching here, whose salt imagination yet hath wronged your well-defended honour, you must pardon for Mariana's sake. But as he had judged your brother, being criminal in double violation of sacred chastity, and of promise breach thereon, dependent for your brother's life, the very mercy of the law cries out, most audible, even from his proper tongue, and Angelo for Claudio, death for death. Haste still pays haste, and leisure answers leisure. Like doth quit like, and measure still for measure. Then, Angelo, thy faults thus manifested, which, though thou wouldst deny, denies thee vantage. We do condemn thee to the very block, where Claudio stooped to death, and with like haste away with him. Oh, my gracious lord, I hope you will not mock me with a husband. It is your husband mocked you with a husband. Consenting to the safeguard of your honour, I thought your marriage fit, else imputation, for that he knew you might reproach your life, and choke your good to come for his possessions, although by confutation they are ours. We do instate and widow you withal, to buy you a better husband. Oh, my dear lord, I crave no other, nor no better man. Never crave him, we are definitive. Gentle, my liege, you do but lose your labour. Away with him to death. Now, sir, to you. Oh, my good lord, sweet Isabel, take my part. Lend me your knees, and all my life to come. I'll lend you all my life, do you service. Against all sense you do importune her. Should she kneel down in mercy of this fact, her brother's ghost his paved bed would break, and take her hence in horror. Isabel! Sweet Isabel! Do yet but kneel by me, hold up your hand, say nothing, I'll speak all. They say best men are moulded out of faults, and for the most become much more the better for being a little bad. So may my husband, O Isabel, will you not lend a knee? He dies for Claudio's death. Most bounteous sir, Look, if it please you, on this man condemned. As if my brother lived, I partly think a due sincerity governed his deeds, till he did look on me. Since it is so, let him not die. My brother had but justice, in that he did the thing for which he died. For Angelo his act did not o'ertake his bad intent, and must be buried but as intent that perished by the way. Thoughts on no subjects, intents but merely thoughts. Merely, my lord. Your sweet's unprofitable. Stand up and I say, I have bethought me of another fault. Provost, how came it Claudio was beheaded at an unusual hour? It was commanded so. Had you a special warrant for the deed? No, my good lord. It was a private message, for which I do discharge you or your office. Give up your keys. Pardon me, noble lord. I thought it was a fault, but knew it not, yet did repent me after more advice, for testimony whereof one in the prison, that should by private order else have died, I've reserved alive. What's he? His name is Bonadine. I would thou hadst done so by Claudio. Go fetch him hither, let me look upon him. I am sorry one so learned and so wise as you, Lord Angelo, have still appeared, should slip so grossly, both in the heat of blood and lack of tempered judgment afterward. I'm sorry that such sorrow I procure, and so deep sticks it in my penitent heart, that I crave death more willingly than mercy. 'Tis my deserving, and I do entreat it. What is that, Barnardine? This, my lord. There was a friar told me of this man. Sirrah, thou art said to have a stubborn soul that apprehends no further than this world, and squarest thy life according. Thou art condemned. But for those earthly faults I quit them all, and pray thee take this mercy to provide for better times to come. Friar, advise him, I leave him to your hand. What muffled fellow's that? This is another prisoner that I saved, who should have died when Claudio lost his head, is like almost to Claudio's himself. If he be like your brother, for his sake, is he pardoned, and for your lovely sake, give me your hand, and say you will be mine. He is my brother too, but fitter time for that. But this Lord Angelo perceives he's safe, methinks I see a quickening in his eye. Well, Angelo, your evil quits you well. Look that you love your wife, her worth yours. I find an apt remission in myself. And yet here's one in place I cannot pardon you, sirrah, that knew me for a fool, a coward, one all of luxury, an ass, a madman. Wherein have I so deserved of you, that you extol me thus? Faith, my lord, I spoke it but according to the trick. If you will hang me for it, you may. But I had rather it would please you I might be whipped. Whipped first, sir, and hanged after. Proclaim it, provost, round about the city. If any woman wronged by this lewd fellow, as I have heard him swear himself, there's one whom he begot with child, let her appear, and he shall marry her. The nuptial finished, let him be whipped and hanged. I beseech your highness, do not marry me to a whore. Your highness said even now I made you a duke. Good, my lord, do not recompense me in making me a cuckold. Upon mine honour thou shalt marry her. Thy slanders I forgive, and therewithal remit thy other forfeits. Take him to prison, and see our pleasure herein executed. Marrying a punk, my lord, is pressing to death, whipping and hanging. Slandering a prince deserves it. She, Claudio, that you wronged, look you to restore. Joy you to Mariana, love her, Angelo. I have confessed her, and I know her virtue. Thanks, good friend Aeschylus, for thy much goodness. There's more behind that is more gratulate. Thanks, provost, for thy care and secrecy. We shall employ thee in a worthier place. Forgive him, Angelo, that brought you home. the head of Ragozine, for Claudio's the offence pardons itself. Dear Isabel, I have a motion more much imports you good, where two of you are willing ear inclined. What's mine is yours, and what is yours is mine. So bring us to our palace, where we'll show what's your behind, that meet you all should know.